Hey traders, Gavin McMaster here from Options Trading IQ. And today I'm going to show you how to trade credit spreads on the Interactive Brokers app. I'll mainly be focusing on the Trader Workstation. It's pretty overwhelming when you first log in, particularly for beginners. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks as well. I've been trading options for over 21 years and using Interactive Brokers for 15 years. So I get that it's a bit overwhelming when you first start. A lot of people find it quite confusing. So I'm going to clear up some of that confusion today. I'll show you exactly how to trade credit spreads on Interactive Brokers. And like I said, a couple of tips and tricks as well for getting your orders executed and how to manage and monitor your trades as well. So let's get started. Just before we do, a quick reminder that everything discussed is for educational purposes only, is general in nature and does not take into account your personal circumstances. So for me, the very first thing that I do is I come into Risk Navigator within the Trader Workstation platform, and I want to analyze the trade first and foremost. So we're going to use PLTR as our example. We'll type that into the box here. We'll go to options. And for me, I typically look at the monthly options and around the 15 delta for the short strike. Sometimes if you find that the data here doesn't populate, what you do is you just go to the next tab, wait for that to sort of populate, and then you come back and it should populate for you. Sometimes there's a little bit buggy there with Interactive Brokers. Look, the platform's really powerful, but it can be a little bit frustrating. They haven't really changed it too much in, the 15 years that I've been using it, but it is a good platform once you get the hang of things. So we don't have a 15 delta, but I'm going to use the 16 delta here, and I'm going to go $5 wide. That's a pretty standard type of trade for me. And I'm just going to do one contract just to keep it simple. Okay, so we will sell the closer in one and we'll buy the further away one. Again, we're not making a trade or anything yet. We're just sort of analyzing the position. Over here, I'm going to come and select the underlying PLTR. I'm going to select the expiration date, and I'm also going to do a custom date of today, which is basically our T+0 line. Then if I left click and drag, I can sort of zoom in on the main area of the trade. I'm going to right click here, get rid of previous close just to get rid of that blue line. And there's our bull put spread trade that we're sort of analyzing. For the one contract, we're going to generate about $70 in premium. We've got about $430 in risk. And there's our T+0 line. So that's the first thing I do is I set up the trade. I make sure it looks okay. I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty standard sort of setup for me. And then what I'll do is go into the trade entry. To do the trade entry, I use the classic TWS. Some people like Mosaic, but I prefer classic. And I just have different tabs set up here for putting in my orders and monitoring different positions. But I'll start with a blank tab. I just left click in here, and we'll type in PLTR, and we'll go down to combinations and option combos. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing. And it's not once you get the hang of it, but basically, first thing we want to do is pick our strategy, which is a vertical spread. That's first and foremost. Next, we want to choose our expiration date. We're trading the puts. And this is the bit that's a little confusing. So we basically have to do it almost backwards. So we want to sell the 155 strike, right? And buy the 150, but we actually have to set it up backwards. So this is where people get a little bit confused. So here we're buying the 155, selling the 150. If we try to do it the other way, where we sell the 150 strike and we buy the 150, nothing populates here in the combinations. So we have to do it backwards. Now we're getting that spread. We can select that, add, and OK. So what that does is it basically sets up a generic bear put spread or generic put spread. We get this little cheat sheet here. And what we want to do is we want to sell the bear spread, which actually turns it into a bull put spread. So it's a little bit confusing. But again, just make sure you check on this cheat sheet. We always want to make sure for a bull put spread, we're selling the one that's closer in. And that's what we're doing here. If we sell that spread, we're going to sell the 155, buy the 150. Next, I always look at the midpoint. And we know it's trading at about 70 cents. Now, because it's after hours at the moment, we don't have a bid, mid, or ask price for the actual spread. When the market opens, that will populate. But I can set up my order in advance, and this is what I do for all my trades. I'll click the bid price to create a sell order. I'll put my price in at 70 cents. I'll change that to good till cancelled, and then I'll hit transmit. So now the order's live in the market. Now, the other thing I'll do when I'm setting these up in advance of the market opening, I don't necessarily want to go right at the midpoint. I'll put it in what I call a resting order. I might set it up for 90 cents. I know that's probably not going to get filled, but then when the market opens, I can see what the midpoint is of this spread, come in here, update it to the midpoint, get filled pretty quickly. The other thing I can do once I've got this order live is I can update the prices on my phone. So when being based in Australia, wake up in the night or stay up to watch the open, I don't need to get behind my computer, load up my full desktop. I can actually just update this order on my phone, which is really simple and easy. I've actually got another video on how to do all these trades on your phone or the mobile app with Interactive Brokers. If you want to check that out, I'll link that in the description below. So then let's move forward and let's assume that trade has been filled. The next thing I want to do is I want to enter in a profit-taking order. So we've sold that spread for 70 cents. Now I want to come in here, click the ask price, and I'm going to say if that gets down to, say, 20 cents, I want to buy that back to close. That's my profit-taking order. Again, transmit, and I'm good to go. That order will just sit there. If PLTR starts to rally, the spread starts to decay away, gets down to 20 cents, it'll just get filled automatically. So we can automate the profit taking. Now, we can't really automate the stop loss because stop losses with options don't really work very well. And that's probably a subject for a whole other video. I won't go into the details now, but basically because of the bid-ask spread, sometimes if you try to automate the stop loss, you'll get filled at a bad price, or the order won't get filled at all and the price of the spread will blow out past your stop loss. So they don't really work, particularly for me anyway. What I tend to do is I'll go back to Risk Navigator and I set what I call a decision point halfway between the current stock price and the strike price. So just eyeballing that on the graph here, it's probably about 167. Now I know if the stock stays above 167, the trade's going to be more or less okay. Once it starts to get below 167, I'm getting closer to that short strike. The trade's coming under more and more pressure. So I'd prefer to adjust or close the trade if the stock hits 167. So what I do in that case is I'll just come back here and I'm going to set a price alert. I'll right click on the stock ticker. I'll hit this little bell icon and I'm going to say, give me an alert if the stock goes below 167. I'm going to hit advanced settings, next and finish. And I'm going to keep that alert active until the expiration date of the option, which was October 17th, and activate. So now I've analyzed my trade. I've put in my order to sell. Assuming that gets filled when the market opens, then I can put in my profit-taking order and also my price alert. Then if that price alert gets hit, that's when we go through adjustments, things like that, but I'll do that in another video. Let's look at another example, this time using a bear call spread rather than a bull put spread. In this example, I'm going to use Netflix. I'm going to go to options and I'm going to find that 15 delta. If I scroll up to usually around where the color changes on these strikes is roughly where the 15 delta is going to be. So there's our 15 delta. Again, 5 points wide. Sell one of those, sell the closer in one, buy the further away. And then I'm just going to isolate that Netflix trade and I'm just going to review that and make sure it looks good. Again, I'll left click and drag to zoom in. Similar sort of trade, but just the bearish version. We're generating about $60 with about 440 of risk. And my price alert is going to be somewhere around 1260. So around here, that's going to be my price alert. So let's go through the order entry first. Come over here again. I'm going to left click in here, type in Netflix, combinations, option combos. I'm already on vertical spread, so I just need to come in, get my date, expiration date. This time we're doing calls. The closer in strike, again, it's not the strike we're going to buy, but it's the closer in strike. We put in the buy strike. It was 1320, and the sell strike is going to be 1325. That brings up our generic spread. Select, add, and OK. So now we've got our generic call spread, we've got the stock, and we've got the individual strikes that we're trading. Again, we don't have a bid ask price, but that's okay. We can see it's trading in the midpoints roughly about 65 cents. I'm going to set up my sell order. Again, I might put it in as a resting order of 90 cents and then update that when the market opens. Hit transmit and then the order's live. Once that gets filled, I can do my buy order. Again, I don't have to do this straight after the trade gets filled. I can just do it the next day. I can do it after hours. There's no real time pressure with doing our take profit order. So again, that gets executed or goes live in the market. That just sits there until the spread hopefully decays away. And then the last thing I'm going to do is my price alert. So I right click, create alert. And if it goes above 1260, I'm going to get an alert. Advanced settings, next, finish, active until October 17 and activate. So there you go. Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Once you've done it a couple of times, it does get easier. Hopefully this video will have helped you. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. And remember to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you're doing with your credit spread trades. If there's any particular setups that you like. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.